We are live. So, good evening,
Okay.
everyone, and welcome to another episode of DMI Show, sponsored by DMI Digital Marketing Agency. Thank you very much for joining us on the show today. As usual, this is what we do every Saturday, so you are welcome. And as we always do it, let me know where you are joining us from in the comments so that I can give you a shout out. And if you are joining us for the first time, this is DMI Show. So this is a show for small business owners, marketers, as well as professionals who are trying to leverage, digital marketing to improve their businesses. And live with me today, we are having two amazing women. So we are having two amazing women in our midst. I mean, this is the first time we are bringing in two guests at the same time. Yeah, it has always been one guest all our show. So thank you very much for joining, Nwamaka, and thank you very much for
You're
joining
welcome.
Adetoun. So to start with, Nwamaka, could you introduce yourself to our audience?
Oh, of course. Hello, everyone. My name is Nwamaka Ophelia Ali. Sometimes Patrick, actually, mostly Patrick. I just switch between those two surnames. One is for my dad, the other one is the general surname.
Mm.
Okay, so I'm a digital media manager. I'm, under digital media management, we have digital marketing, we have social media management, and every other online errands people run. So this is what I do. It's good to be here, actually. Thank you for having me.
Cool. Nwamaka, where are you joining us from?
You say?
Where are you joining us from? Could you let our audience know where you are joining us from? Where are
Sorry,
you
I didn't
speaking
get that.
from? Where are you speaking from?
Oh. I am speaking from Abuja.
Ucha, you're welcome. So,
Thank
Adetoun, could you introduce yourself, where you are speaking from, and what you do?
Okay, hi everyone. My name is Adetoun Raji-Kolade, but you can simply just call me Ton. Yeah, so I'm
Um,
a digital communication specialist. What I do basically revolves around social media management and community management, and a little bit of brand strategy and content strategy. So I'm joining from Ibadan, and I'm excited to be on the show this evening. Thank you very much, DMI, for having me.
you're welcome. Thank you very much for accepting our invitation. So, guys, you've heard from our guest today. So, get set. It's going to be banger. So, today we are going to be looking at the rise of social media story. And recently we've had a lot of you know emerging, I mean, social media story are emerging on different platforms. Recently we see the start of Telegram. They introduced their story, right? I don't know if someone had noticed that. So, and recently I think LinkedIn tried to introduce a story as well, but at a point in time I think they plug it down again. So I don't think it's up again. But I think there is a little bit of stories, some shots, in such a way that you can actually say something like about yourself in your LinkedIn profile. In that LinkedIn, what's it called? Is it
Yeah,
that's yeah.
you.
So I think,
that's super.
yeah, it's kind of it's a we can call that a story as well. And as usual, the king of them, we have Instagram story as usual, and there is there is TikTok as well. So a lot of platforms, they are emerging with different dimension, different format of story. So
Yeah.
as a result of that, that's why we want to actually look at that today and see how you as a business owner, you as a professional, how you could actually, harness the power of story, to support what you are doing, pretty much. So I'm gonna I'm gonna start with Aditong. So
Okay.
Adetoun, so please could you tell us more you what is story? I mean, what is social media story?
Okay. Basically, stories are like stories.
Hmm.
Just stories. So you are telling a story from your point of view. You are making the world or your customers, as in the case of a business, you are making your customers see the world from your perspective. You're making them see the world from your lens. So basically, what you put out there on your stories is what you want them to see and how you want them to see it. So it's as literal as that. It's as literal as that. You're making your customers see the world through your lens. Yeah.
Right. Great. So Nwamaka, please, what's your perspective about social media story?
Oh, yeah. Just like Tom already said, it's just sharing an aspect of you want your audience to know. Story sometimes is personal. You share a personal aspect of you that you don't want to share on your general page. Okay, you want them to see this human side of you, a side of you where maybe you are playing somewhere or you are sharing behind the scene of your products or your services. No, you are just trying to make them see that aspect of you, that playful aspect of you that on a normal day you may not share on the general timeline or profile or page or whichever platform call it. Yeah.
Interesting perspective from Adetoun and Nwamaka. So Adetoun, with your industrial experience in social media, so I
Okay.
believe that you must have leveraged different platforms, be it TikTok, be it Instagram. Could you
Yes.
share what's what's your approach towards creating a story to ensure that they're actually comforting? What's your
Okay.
approach?
Okay. I'm gonna put perspective into it first. Uh, the first thing that you want to do when you want to start creating a story. I mean, we could go the easy route. You could just pick up your phone and upload a story, and or do a story in real time, like record from your camera and then just post it. That's from in app, or you could have a pre-recorded video on your phone on your in your gallery, and then you share on your story. However you want to do it, whichever route you want to take, you want to make sure that your story has a theme, yeah, or he has a topic to it. He has a theme or a topic. For example, maybe I'm going to be doing a day in my life, for example, and then I'm going to be doing that on my story. That's the theme of the story. If I'm doing BTS of behind the scene of maybe order packing or something like that, you want to make sure that you give your viewers or people watching your story, you want to give them something to hinge on to. You don't just want to like make it loose and yeah, not like saying that, oh, today I'm going to be talking about behind the scene, not like that, but then you just want to have it at the back of your mind that your story has a theme. It's not all over the place. It's not we're seeing this, the next time we're seeing that, and then it just doesn't. And that's how you convert really, because more or less like, yeah, if you understand the customer journey and the sales funnel, you know that someone has to see something about 7 times before they can finally make a decision to like make a purchase. So you want to make sure that your story has a theme, have a goal. Very important that, okay, the goal of this story is to make sales, or the goal of this story is simply awareness, or the goal of this story that I'm going to be putting out today or for the rest of the week is going to be hinged on people knowing about my brand, putting out my brand identity. Say maybe some people don't really understand what the brand does, you get like, but then we want to ensure that if you want your story to convert, you have a theme around the story, and that's the strategy that I've used over time. Although there are a lot of other things, but then basically at the ground root level, from your own hand, you want to make sure that you have a goal to your story, you have a theme around it, or a topic, as the case may be. Yeah.
Hmm. Interesting. Interesting, standpoint right there. So now to Nwamaka. So Nwamaka, Adetoun was speaking to creating a story, and I could see she was actually, highlighting some of the type of story that we could actually create, right? Uh, you mentioned behind the scenes story, right? But I believe
Yeah.
that since there are a lot of type of story that people create, right? In different in all these social media platforms. So in your experience, what are other social media story that our audience could actually leverage on and besides sharing their behind the scene?
Okay. Well, when it comes to stories, they differ from platform to platform. What you do on Instagram is going to be different from what you do on LinkedIn story. It's going to be different from what you do on Facebook story, because these platforms are different. So you have to first of all you have to tailor your story to the platform. That's
Hmm.
its own specifics. You can't carry yourself doing something too personal to LinkedIn. While on Instagram, they can actually accommodate that because it is a playful platform, unlike LinkedIn. So, first of all, you have to tailor your content or your story to that platform's specifics. So, please, can you kindly tell me the question again? Because it's like
Right.
I want to
So I
know.
was saying that beside behind the scene, what are other type of story that businesses could create in order to get more awareness and to win more conversions?
Okay.
Yes.
You on Instagram, you can make use of um features like GIFs
Hmm.
or features like polls in order to drive engagement to your post, in order to uh, kind of make your audience to want to interact with you. So when we talk about features like ask me anything on your stories on Instagram, this will make your audience actually ask you questions, maybe about yourself or about your product or services or whatever you are doing. Because one thing you should understand is that your story should also revolve around your brand. That is round what you do. Don't just carry stories from nowhere and then post it. Like, it has to relate. Even if you want to post something outside of what you do, it should be very minimal. It shouldn't cover up the things that you do online. So you have to make sure that your stories are relative to what you do. And then use features like GIFs, like I said, features that will encourage your audience to interact with your content, GIFs, polls on Instagram, especially ask me anything. Polls will make them answer questions. It means you ask them a question and they answer you. While ask me anything, we make them ask you questions while you answer, and you will actually even repost these questions of theirs with your answers, of course, of course. So that.
Okay. Um. I think I'd like to add to what you said. One. One. Can I?
I think it is
The
his network or
pronunciation of your the
something.
pronunciation of your name. Can you help me with the pronunciation of your name again? Okay. I think I'd like to add to what she
Welcome
said.
back.
Thank you.
I'd like to add to what she said. So she mentioned having exploring gift, using polls and all of that. So all of these fall under stickers. Yeah. So if you're very familiar with Instagram story, one thing that can help you convert, because I mean the end point the main reason why we're doing all of this in the first place, and then from the topic as well, is to make sure that from creation of your story, it leads to conversion in a way. So you want
Mm-hmm,
to
mm-hmm.
explore the use of stickers as well, very well. You want to make sure that you are always constantly telling them to take an action. It could even be as very minimal as the I know that on Instagram story there's this particular sticker where you like tend to like rate the picture or something or the video from one level to another. It could be as minimal as that, but then the fact that you're
Yes,
driving them to create an act to take an action is very important. You don't want to put out any
yes,
story and then just put it out. If you are aiming to convert, you don't want to put out any story and just put it out there. You want to make sure that as minimal as it might be, you are constantly telling them to take an action, and this is going to help
yes,
in to drive conversion. Yeah, I just
Mm.
wanted to.
yes,
So another kind of story that you can also put out there is you want to do quizzes, just juggle up people memories about your brand, or people that have been with you for a long time, or people that are even just joining your brand. You want to put out quizzes as well in form of questions or in form of polls. So that could also help your audience to be forced to take an action. And overall, it just makes them identify with the brand.
Mm. Interesting. Thank you very much for adding to what Nwamaka said. So, so as we all know, quote and unquote, we are looking at stories, and I'm curious when Nwamaka was speaking about stories. It said something like story is actually unique, and it's actually um, a custom kind of contents in such a way that it's not showing on the timeline of your post, right? So I'm curious, is do we social media story, does it have like a duration at which the story can stay? I want to know more about that. So Nwamaka, can you shed more light to that?
yeah. Stories can
So
stay for up
let's
to 24 hours
right.
on your audience profile. That's it will stay there for 24 hours. But if this content you shared in your story is that important to you, um, you can always add it to your highlights on Instagram.
Mm,
That is, you create an highlight for it. If you go to somebody's profile on Instagram, you will see those circular stuffs on top of their page, right? That is their story highlights. It means these are stories they've already shared in the past that they want their audience to come back to view again and again and again and again. So they keep it there in order for them to be able to find these stuffs, this information more easily. But when you post it, it stays there for only 24 hours and then disappears to your archive. But you also have to set it to be in your archive. If you don't set it like that, it might just disappear forever. But I think I saw that feature recently. Like I was in my settings and they said, okay, where do you want your stories to go to after 24 hours? They were like in the archive, deleted forever or something. I just saw
mm.
it recently. So you have to set it like that so that you can always add it to your highlights in case any of your audience will be needing it.
Interesting. So, story actually stay for 24 hour,
24
basically
hours.
on
Yes.
um. So Tom, I'm wondering, is it all the same for, let's say, LinkedIn, let's say Telegram? Is it all?
Facebook, yes.
Yeah,
24
stories are
hours.
the same. Yeah, it stays for 24
But
hours across all platforms.
yes, but the feature of adding to the highlight is only
Yeah,
available
it is only available on
on
Instagram.
Instagram for now.
Yeah, yeah. So the highlight feature is only available on Instagram.
Yes.
Nice.
Yes.
So Tom, can you speak to, let's say I made a story on Instagram. Is there a way I can that same story can appear on Facebook, and is it going to last for the same duration? Tell us more.
Yes, yes, it's very possible. Now, if your Facebook account is connected to your Instagram page, okay, so there's a Facebook page and then there's a Facebook account. So a Facebook page is for businesses. So when you have a Facebook account, you have to create a business page on Facebook. Yeah. So if your
Yes.
page is connected to your Instagram profile, this is very easy. You can easily do this from Creator Studio or you can do it from Meta Business Suite. Facebook,
Yes.
Instagram, WhatsApp, they are all products from Meta. So if your Facebook is connected to your Instagram, then you can reshare your story from your Instagram to your Facebook story. And it stays for the same duration of hours. And it just makes it easier. I think even the features that are available on Instagram story, like for example, the poll, the sticker, they are equally available on Facebook as well. So you can always
Yeah.
leverage them. Yeah.
Hmm, interesting. Thank you very much for shedding more light to that, Adetoun. So, Nwamaka, so sometime when businesses when they want to maybe use a story, maybe they want to for more brand awareness, or they want to sell something, right? Sometimes there is need for them to put a link where people can actually click, right? So could you
A
share
link.
more to yeah, link. Maybe
Okay.
they want to sell something, right? And they direct people to maybe click a link in order to proceed on buying such a thing, right? Maybe a product or services or anything. So I've tried to there was a day that I tried to post on Facebook and I want to use a link and I could not find a link. So, but I know that Facebook and Instagram they are actually connected to each other, right? Is there any way possible for us to leverage Instagram to ensure that we post with a link and at the same time that same story show on our Facebook with that same link? Is it possible?
Actually, I have not tried this before,
Right.
but on Instagram, on your Instagram story, if you want a link to show on it, a clickable link, then you have to go to that sticker feature. You know where sticker is? I wish this is a practical kind of class where we can show you, just show you everything. Okay, just click on that sticker icon. It will bring up all sort of options, stickers you can choose from. You will see the one for link. You click on it and then you input your link into that space they will provide, and the description of the link, and just post it. When your audience go to that story, they'll be able to click on it. But what I have not checked yet is if that same link will be clickable on your Facebook story.
Facebook.
Because, like she already said,
Mm,
if you linked your Instagram and your Facebook, that you can interpost between those two platforms, both stories and your posts. Then when you click to the Instagram story, it will also show on your Facebook story. So I am not sure if that link that you posted from your Instagram will also show. Sorry, I am not sure if it will be clickable on your Facebook story also. But
Facebook.
after this class, I'm
Right.
going to practicalize it
Right.
just to be
So
sure.
so
So, do you think it
right.
is clickable?
Yeah. So give us
Just like Nwamaka has rightly said, I've not tried it before. I've not tried resharing or tried clicking a link from my Facebook
Mm,
story. Yeah, but then what I do know is very possible on Instagram. So once you just search the link feature on the sticker, then you can input a link. But what I do not
yes.
know is if you reshare to your Facebook, I do not know if it's going to work. But I think there's no harm in trying. We can always try. Yeah.
We will
thank
try.
you. Thank you very much for you know uh s- speaking into that. So now we've looked at the Instagram now, right? So we know that they are different products specific for different platform. Not all, not what you can sell on Instagram might not be able to sell on LinkedIn, right? So,
Yes.
and currently, I discovered that TikTok, the algorithm, the TikTok algorithm is kind of friendly. So there are lots of movement into TikTok these days. So, Adeson, could you speak into TikTok story? What's your experience about? What's your overall experience about TikTok story? Have you tried out anything before?
Okay. Personally, personally, I do not I do not use TikTok as much, but then yeah, for
Ah,
brands that
strange.
I manage, for brands that I manage, yes, I have explored the use of TikTok stories, and yes, I think it's a great feature, but I think it still needs to be worked on. Yeah, it still requires a lot of work. I mean, the app is great. It's a great search engine. So TikTok is more or less like you can find anything on TikTok. That's how it is. You can find
Literally.
literally anything. I mean, the SEO is on another level. Once you just
Mm.
type in a keyword, it brings out a whole lot on that stuff. But then I've not typed in a keyword and then it brings in something from the story. If I type in a keyword on the search bar on TikTok, it brings up videos from that person's feed. Yeah, I could
Mm.
go into your feed and then watch your story. I could go into your feed and watch your story, but then I don't think too many people have explored the use of TikTok story. I mean, it's a feature that recently just came out, and people are not yet accustomed with it yet.
Yes.
A lot of businesses, a lot of brands would rather put up whatever they want to on their feed because the way TikTok is even the way the app is, it doesn't require technicalities like that. Like you said, the algorithm is very friendly. So I can do whatever I want on TikTok. That's how it is. Like I can literally do anything on TikTok, but then you have a brand perception that you want to put out there, so you can not do anything you want to on the long run. But TikTok is very friendly, it's very calm. I think that it's something that we can always, I mean, there's no harm in putting out your stories on TikTok like you would do on your feed. Because I believe that for TikTok, whatever can go on your story can also go on your feed for TikTok. That's how it
Mm.
is. And the features that are available on IG stories, they are not yet available on TikTok story. Like for example, I don't think I can add a link yet. I can't use stickers. Yeah, the kind of features IG story give us to leverage on, or Facebook story gives us to leverage on, we've not been able to see. Maybe in the coming months, TikTok is going to roll out those features. But for now, I think yeah, you can. It makes your audience feel included in your life. Like okay, yeah, I can watch your story to know what's going
Mm.
on. You know, you can position yourself as a thought leader. Yeah, I mean, and your
Yes.
stories basically generally creates a sense of urgency. It creates a sense of exclusivity. Like I'm getting to see what other people. If you are not here now, you are not seeing it. Like if you come back after 24 hours, you will not see it. But then because I'm here, I can see it. So TikTok kind of give your audience like, oh, we are like, you know, a community feel, like okay, like inner circle, like it's us. Like whatever she gets to put on her story or whatever you post on your story, whoever sees it at that time is like in your inner circle as a fair advantage over someone that has not been to your feed in like or someone that has not seen your story in the past 24 hours, and then they only get to consume what's on your feed. So TikTok is more the stories are more or less like a inner circle kind of thing, giving you a sense of exclusivity, giving your audience a sense of exclusivity, and also putting a sense of urgency in their head that oh, after 24 hours I might not get to see this again, so let me just head over to her story and get to see what she has posted. Do you understand?
Interesting. Interesting right there. So what
She
I
said, "Do you
to
understand?"
I understand everything Alison was saying. I believe our audience is also understanding, right? So I believe story actually give a sense of community. So shut off.
Yes.
So Adetoun, when Adetoun was speaking, she spoke about that, on LinkedIn, I mean on TikTok, when they when they maybe someone click at your the same video they will find on story is the same thing they will find on the feed, right?
Yeah,
Does
you
that
can
mean
find
that
on the
okay? Does that mean that the duration or the amount of length. I know for Instagram, maybe I don't know if it's 15 seconds or something. I could not remember vividly.
No, oh, actually,
Okay, okay, speak to that.
you can record up to like about 90 seconds, up to like
On
60 to
Instagram, right?
90 seconds. Yes, on your story on IG now. Yeah,
Mm.
it was previously that we had a time cap on how long our stories could be on Instagram, but now it's much more flexible. It's much more flexible now. You can record as many
Yes,
as much as you want to. Yeah, yeah, so that's it. But
yes,
then you want to keep it short. You want to keep it short. You don't want to say because, oh, Instagram, I can post a 60-second story, but you want to keep it short and spicy, short and sweet. Don't now come and
very
say that.
important.
don't say don't say because you want to retain your audience. You want them to go to the next story. Don't dump
Yes,
Mm.
everything on one story. Give them that. Make them go to the next story. Let's check what next. Let's check what next. So you want to pique their curiosity right from the very
Mm.
first story that you post on to the last story that you are going to post. Yeah, you want to pique their curiosity. Don't say that because you have 90 seconds. You now post the entire 90 seconds on one story. You want to keep it short. You want to keep it short and simple, and then so they can move on
yes,
to the next. Yeah.
Interesting, interesting. Thank you, Aditoun. So, Nwamaka, I was exploring TikTok yesterday,
okay.
and I could not see something like a story the way we see it on Instagram. You know, on Instagram, you will see one golden. I don't know if it's golden color or what. You
Mm.
shall see something that will like, okay, the story is on, right? I could not see
Yes,
that on TikTok, or is it something like that? Could you share more lights?
yeah, yeah. It's
And if
not on TikTok yet. Like Tom said, stories are not yet popular on TikTok. Probably because of this single thing you're talking about. Because when you go to Instagram, the stories will be staring at you like this. To be like saying, click me, click me, click me. But
that's
on
it.
TikTok, you can't find it anywhere. Like you have to go to the person's profile to see that there is that round red circle on top of
Mm.
their profile picture. That is the only indication that there is a story right there. And many people don't use it because it's not easily accessible. That's just it. It's not accessible. When you go to Instagram, all you have to do is click on the top of your profile, that your picture icon, your profile picture, and it will tell you to either upload your picture or change your profile picture or to upload a story. That's if you're on your page. But if you're on your main news feed, once you
Mm.
click on that picture, it is taking you to your story direct. So that is accessibility, and it makes it easier for people to use that feature. But on TikTok, it's not like that. You have to go through a whole lot of. So sometimes I reach there by mistake. That's like I post my stories by mistake. I'm not even. It's not
Mm.
that interesting on TikTok.
Right, right,
Yeah.
right, right. So
So
there,
the keyword there is accessibility. If they can
yes.
make it more accessible to people, then probably people will start using it more often.
Mm. Interesting, interesting. So, Adesso, as I've said earlier, Telegram. I don't know if someone has notified, I've noticed Telegram as well, right? I try to try it out. I don't think I have a friend that will chat on Telegram. Like we chat literally every day. I don't think so. But I tried to put on a story last week, and at the end of the day, I got like over 100 views, and most of those views are people that they are not in my
Wow.
contact list. Yes, and I was wondering, is there a way? Is it like a coming back strategy for Telegram? So could you speak to that? Have you explored that before?
Okay. So I'm going to be speaking in the context of a business now.
Mhm.
First of all, I like to say that know the platform that works for you as a
Mm.
business. If Telegram is the platform that works for you, then fine. But if you have no business on Telegram, what are you looking for there? It's better for you to coerce your efforts onto one or two platforms than for you to be everywhere and then you cannot
Mm.
even serve the need of your audience. It's not. It's Telegram. I think Telegram has always been around, yeah, and I don't think that the way Telegram is perceived, I don't think it's perceived as an app for business owners. I don't know. I could be wrong, or but I don't think that's how it's perceived. So fine, let's even say fine, you want to use Telegram, yeah.
Mhm.
Understand the app well, know how it works, yeah. And then, like you said, that you saw people that were not following you, people that you didn't have their contacts viewing your Telegram story. Now, the way Telegram works, I could search for literally anything on Telegram, and then I will find it. Like I can randomly pop in somebody's name, and then Telegram is going to give me name of users on that platform. So it's not possible that people who do not have your contact or people who you do not have their contact view your story. You might not have their contact, but they might have your contact. And by virtue of the fact that you are already on Telegram, Telegram informs you when somebody that you have their number already joined Telegram. And then the way the app is, once you open Telegram, you can see the stories immediately as well, just like Instagram.
Instagram,
Once you
yeah.
open the app, you can see the story immediately. Imagine someone that I hadn't spoken to in a long time, or someone that I didn't even realize that, oh, I still had their contact. And then I'm seeing a story from them. I would be forced to click to see, okay, what's going on with this person. That could have been the reason why it could have been one of the reasons why you saw that kind of views on your Telegram story. You'd be shocked as to how many people actually have your contacts or how many people have access to you on Telegram. You'd be shocked because the way I see the app is like everybody can come in and everybody's welcome. You know, for Instagram too is also like that. I can go and search for your handle. I do not necessarily have to follow you, but I can search for your handle. I can watch your story on Facebook as well. I can search for your name. I don't have to follow you. You don't have to follow me. I can search for your name and watch your story. And I think that's it's also related in that way. It's also related in that way.
Interesting.
Does it give
So,
perspective to your question?
yeah, sure. Thank you very much for sharing more. Nwamaka, so we've seen an instance whereby a lot of people are going to TikTok. I mean, Instagram. Every businesses. I mean, literally every businesses they are going to. Even I'm speaking to what Adetoun has highlighted right there that you have to understand which platform actually works for your business, right?
Yeah, very
Nwamaka, are you
important.
there? I think we lost Nwamaka. So I will direct the question to you now, Adetoun.
Okay.
So a lot of because Instagram has already become an household name, so to say. So all businesses whatsoever they go there, even maybe the platform is not good for their business. But then you will see that these businesses are already doing well on Facebook, right? But they don't leverage Facebook story as much as they are doing for Instagram story. Could you speak to that? What's
Okay.
happening? What is going wrong? How could businesses,
Okay.
yeah.
Um, has a business first.
Mhm,
Let me give some data. Let me give some perspective. So a recent study by Sprout Social. I don't
mhm,
know if you're familiar with Sprout Social. So Sprout Social said 89% of marketers' stories are effective way to reach their target audience. If
mm,
you think that what you are doing on your feed is is giving you what you want, you are about to see a much more explosive increase when you start to leverage stories. And then Utsut also said that 68% of consumers are more likely to make a purchase after seeing a brand story.
mm,
So imagine if you're already doing well on Facebook, like you said, for a business that is already doing well on Facebook, and then imagine the kind of turnover that could occur just because you are more intentional about your story. Put it says 68% of customers. So simple math, uh, 1,000 people come to your feed in a week.
Mm.
and then they or and then you post a story, or you post stories, and then like 1,000 people view your story. Also said that 68% of those people that viewed your story, they are more likely to make a purchase. And that's the essence of this conversation right here. We're supposed to like use your stories to convert.
Right.
And imagine if, and consistency is key as well. You cannot say that you post a story today and then the next day you are like radio silent. Or because I even feel like if you do not even show up consistently on your feed, the stories is a way for you to show up consistently without having to do too much. Yes, I know that we're all a fan of, oh, my page must look aesthetically pleasing. I have to put out great content. We have to think about the kind of content I want to put out. We have to do content strategy and all of that. Okay, when we post this in the morning, we'll post it in the, but stories are very, very ephemeral. Like you can literally just put up anything on your story. But like I said earlier when I was speaking, make sure you have a theme. In as much as stories are ephemeral, you want to have a theme for your story as well. And
Mhm.
then finally, Instagram said that 70% of users that watch story take an action after. Imagine you putting an action on your story. Now, Meta own Instagram, Meta own Facebook. They are both products from Meta. And imagine if when you put up a story and you make sure that a call to action is in your story, like I said, encourage your audience to take an action. Could be as small as liking the story, but encourage them to take an action. Could be as small as yes or no on a poll. Yeah. So imagine 70% of users that watch story take an action after. And that's a big deal when it comes to conversion. Imagine if your action is swipe up or visit our website. You're already pushing them down the funnel because 70% of people that will come to that story will take an action from that story. And it just makes so much sense. So if you're already doing well on Facebook as a business, it is time for you to start leveraging your Facebook stories. Don't
Mm.
overthink it. Don't overthink it. Imagine how much growth could come from your story. Imagine if 70% of people that watch your story take an action. That's a game changer for your business. It's a game
Mm.
changer for your business. So and then
Interesting.
yeah. And it even works well for you if you have a physical store. You don't have to like if you have a physical store. I know most people that use Facebook and all of that, and maybe people that have online businesses and then they are trying to like gain visibility and all of that. But then I'm speaking for people that have physical stores. You want to show from your own view, your customers that are online, they want to see what's going on in the store. How many people walk into the store to make a purchase? Put a
Mm.
story about that. How do you relate with your staff? Yeah, showcase your theme. What is your lunch break like? Yeah, just just make sure that you are building trust, and then you
Mhm.
are advocating for loyalty, because
Mm.
I would not trust someone that I'm not confident that, oh yes, this is what they actually do. And how do you put out how do you make me confident in your brand? How do you make me confident in what you do? It's through the content you put out. And one of the easiest ways to put out your content is through stories. It might feel like it's a big deal, but trust me, it is one of the easiest ways. You don't have to do design. You don't have to do distance that. It could be as little as you recording from the apps camera feature. Just go to your Facebook and then click on record and then just say something. Position yourself as a thought leader in your sector. Yeah, I think that's one of the ways that you can, or a couple of ways actually. Yeah.
Right. That is a very significant point you've raised right there. So, Nwamaka, let's look into businesses that are just coming out and they've not yet gained ground to understand where their market is, right? Even though we assume that if they do their exams well, they're supposed to form their competitor or people that are doing what they are doing. They're supposed to know where their audience is, right? But let's assume that they don't know. How could they start in terms of story? I mean, let's say businesses that is doing well on maybe they want to focus more on TikTok, but TikTok story is not as effective. It's not as accessible as you've rightly stated, right? What's your approach for them? What's your advice for them to start from?
Okay, my advice is very simple. When we are talking about stories, let's not forget the master of all of them, and that is WhatsApp. WhatsApp
Mm,
stories are very, very important. In
mm.
fact, now you can run ads with your WhatsApp stories. They call it, okay, they don't call it stories there. They call it status, right? You can run ads using that. Now, you have to leverage the use of WhatsApp. Don't run away from it. Don't say family and friends are not, that they do not patronize you. If family and friends are not patronizing you on WhatsApp, then it is high time you started filling up your WhatsApp with strangers. If you feel strangers are the ones who will support you the most, then go out there, gather your strangers and bring them to WhatsApp.
How can we do
Now,
that?
through your stories on WhatsApp, you'll be able to market to them. In short, that one is like one-on-one marketing because WhatsApp is more personal. Okay, what you can't do on Instagram, what you can't do on Facebook, you are more at ease to do it on WhatsApp because WhatsApp somehow feels like home. I don't know if you are getting me. WhatsApp feels really personal. For me, I have a lot of people who followed me from Facebook because I used to tell stories of myself and my son. And the stories are sometimes hilarious, sometimes it shows the side of my son that is smart or
Mm.
stubborn, and they can relate with these stories of motherhood. So they kind of use that as an excuse to follow me to WhatsApp, and they want to keep seeing what I am posting about on WhatsApp. Yeah. So because of that, they are getting to like me, they are getting to trust me, and they're also getting to know me. So when I start selling something to them, it is easier for them to actually patronize me because they know me on some kind of personal level. So that's why sometimes there was a time Ifu Nada, I don't know, yeah, Ifu, she posted on Instagram that she needed content creators. But what she did not tell us was that she needed WhatsApp contacts. She used
Mm.
that as an excuse to get lots and lots of contacts because she did not employ anyone. She just said, message me on WhatsApp. And when we messaged that, she said, save my contact. And
Mm.
thinking, okay, fine, you're about to get a job. You want to save the contact, right? That
Exactly.
was a strategy I found somehow misleading, but it worked for her because I still view her status updates and, I can still patronize us sometimes. So if one platform is not working for you because they don't have a particular feature, then move to another one and try there. Move to the one that is more accessible. Run sponsored adverts. Sponsored adverts is one way you can use to attract strangers to yourself, attract people to know what you are doing. Okay. Now, when they come to you, save their contact and market to them like that. Use stories. Don't I'm not talking about stories now. Instagram, I mean storytelling. Okay. Not that every time you'll be posting buy every time buy. Sometimes some people will not even add price to what they are selling. They'll just post, boring things on their stories, and you expect normal human being like me and you to, you want me to get debit alert? Who likes debit alert? You want to collect my money and you are not even being cheerful about it. Come on. So share, be jovial, be relatable in your stories, whether it is on WhatsApp, whether it's on whether it's on Instagram or TikTok. At least be someone that they feel they can approach. And your customer service too. Some people are rude. When you post your stories, and somebody keeps asking you how much, the next time they will ask you, you say, oh, I'm not going to respond to them just because they keep asking me how much. No, you have to continue responding because this is business and you want to
Mm.
grow. So that's what I have to say right now. My phone is dying. I'm looking at it like this and it is really, really dying.
Oh,
I'm
sorry.
so sorry. I have to go just
Right.
right now because I'm speaking and
Right.
I'm going off now.
Right.
So
No
thank you for
problem.
having me on this show.
You're welcome,
I'm so
Nwamaka.
sorry for leaving.
No problem. We are almost done with rounding up with Adetoun. So Adetoun, could you speak
Yeah.
to what's your experience on WhatsApp?
Okay.
WhatsApp
So
story.
let me just buttress a point Nwamaka made.
Mm.
So she said something about people posting on their story, and then all we see is you asking us to make a purchase.
Mm.
Yeah. If you want to, you want to build trust here. You want to advocate for loyalty because even the way that you are going to expand as a business is we have word of mouth, which is like one of the best. And then it makes so much sense because I don't have to do the entire onboarding process of the business. Imagine if your friend is telling you that buy from this person. The person is your friend, yeah, and you know they will not recommend a bad product to you. So
Mm-hmm.
you would not even ask questions rather than you bringing in a stranger and then you having to like make sure that oh they become aware, they become comfortable to buy from you. Position yourself as a thought leader. Like, and how do you position yourself as a thought leader? You give value. Don't say that, oh, because I want to sell. Yes, we know you want to sell. We know you want to make sales. We know you want to generate revenue. But don't say because of that, you are just going to be shoving down all your CTA is buy now. All your
Mm.
CTA is click the link to shop. There is no CTA like click the link to read more or
Mm.
find out more. Yeah, give value, inform people, educate your audience, position yourself that yes, I know what I'm doing. Yeah, that and there are some of your audience that they will not get to buy from you until they know that oh this person actually know what they are doing. Okay, say you're an SME owner, you're into I'm trying to look for an example right now. Let's say you sell wares, clothes, and etc. And then you are all we see is the pictures and the videos of the clothes that you sell. Well done, no. Keep it up. How have you educated me? Do I know what clothes is going to fit my body size? Do I know the even kind of body? Do I even know the kind of body size I have? Do I know what is going to fit me? Do I know what's going to suit me well? Do I know what to wear for certain occasion? Yeah, when I'm going to a party, how should I show up? When I'm going to a dinner date, how should I show up? When I'm going to have a brunch, how should I show up? And you're selling clothes, and you cannot educate me that this is the kind of clothes that I can wear. Don't be all about making a purchase because the way that you are going to allow people trust you and know that yes, this business actually know what they are doing is when you give value to people. It's a ripple effect. The more you give value, the more people trust you, and then when trust is established, sales will
Mm.
be made.
All right.
Yeah,
This is very hot. It's going
it's
hot,
as,
hot
it's
now.
as simple as that.
So education, it's actually another, I would say another type of type of story that you have to be doing as a business.
Yeah.
You
I
don't have
mean,
to
for
be.
example, I might,
Mm.
I might not. Let's say I might not even be interested in what
Mm.
you do per se,
Mm-hmm.
quote and unquote. Let's say it's a building or a construction company. I
Mm.
might not be interested because I'm not building a house yet, or I'm not building a house in this season. But then someone somewhere, I heard from someone somewhere that, oh, maybe a friend of mine or a close relative said they want to build a house. And because I've always been seeing that what you have been putting out is something that is of great value, it is
Mm.
automatic. I would just tell this person that this is your plug. Yeah,
Mm.
because I have seen it over time that this person is not just in the industry as a figurehead, they actually know what they are doing. What separates you from the others? What separates you from other business owners? What separates you from people that do exactly what you do is the kind of value that you give.
Mm.
And
Interesting.
once we shift our focus to giving value, then we'll see that a whole lot is going to change. You convert faster.
Mm. I
Yeah.
cannot agree with you less, Aditya. I cannot agree with you less. Recently I wrote a book and I have to do the cover, right? And there is this guy that I just found on Facebook. You know, all what always you always post about tips for authors and all of that. She's actually a cover designer, cover book designer, right? But she posts stuff for authors, a lot of things, a lot of valuable things. Because of that, I have to save her contact. Until I used like a 7 months to work on the book, and it was just last month that I got to hire her to work on the cover book for me, just because she's sharing what she's sharing value. So I
I mean,
cannot agree with you less. I cannot agree with you less. So I want you to, before we are running up soon, I want you to speak to community.
okay.
I understand that community is very, very, very important. And I could see I'm seeing some strange thing on Instagram currently. There is a way people create a community. I don't know. It's not on the story though. But I think I got to know that person from her story. She shares stuff about traveling, trips, how to travel, how to save for your travel, how to, all those stuff about traveling, right? So now she created the like a community within Instagram that whenever she posts, I'm gonna see that as a message. It's not a DM message anyway. But so I want you, because of that experience, so I got to understand that community is very, very, very important, right? So I want you to speak to community. How could you use story to build community?
Okay. Using stories to so like I said at the beginning of this session, I said that the way that you can make your audience connect with you is when they see that they have a sense of exclusivity, like I have access to what other people is not having access to. This
Mm,
person sees me as a part of their inner circle. And then once you already establish that in the mind of your audience, you can, so for the feature that we're talking about, so once the person follows you and then they begin to consume your content, then you can create
mm,
a broadcast channel. So what you're talking about is a
mm.
broadcast channel. So Instagram
Right.
just rolled out this feature, I think about a couple of weeks ago, whereby creators can now have broadcast channel. So I can't send a message if I'm not the creator, if I'm not the owner of the channel, the broadcast channel. I can't send a message. However, I can react to the message.
Message,
So let's
exactly.
say, yeah, I can react to, and then they can send anything. They could send a message, they could send an email, they could send a picture, they could send a post from another person's feed to
Mm,
their broadcast channel. So say maybe something that they are consuming and they feel like, my community should see this, or people that identify themselves with me. Now, the first thing that before you can even join a broadcast channel, the creator has to send an invite to you first. And if you feel like, I belong to their inner circle, I'm part of their exclusive group, that's when you accept the invite. So the moment you accept the invite to join their broadcast channel, then you can get access to what other people do not even see. Because it's just as easy as creating stories. A broadcast channel is as easy as creating stories.
certain
You can
stories.
just come there and drop it, and then people react. And then, like I said, very important, clear cut CTAs. Like, if you, because you can react with different emojis. So if
Mhm.
you do this and this, react with this emoji. If you do that and that, react with that emoji. It works well. It works great. Oh, guys, what should we do today? Would you like to see a carousel, or would you like us to post a reel? If you want us to post a carousel, react with this emoji. If you want a reel, react with this emoji. So basically, it's more or less like you are including them. They feel included, and then they feel like, oh yes, I'm part of this person's life. I am a major part of the decisions they make. I am a stakeholder, sort of. And then
Mm.
imagine if that person now says that, oh, guys, I'm selling this, I want you to buy. It's just automatic, because over time, they've been able to identify with you as a part of your community. So you want to be intentional about building your community. And community building is not, okay, let's gather a group of people. Community building is as small as people that watch your story. Then have a very important, have a personality. Let people know that, this is the kind of person, so that even if in when someone tries to impersonate your brand, there is a distinct, they know that no, this is not this person. Because tone that I know will not speak like this. People that watch my story, they know how I speak, they know the words I use. So if somebody else try to impersonate me, they will know that, this is not this person. Yeah, have a personality around the kind of stories that you push out. Have certain words that you use. how do you address your audience? What do you call them as? Is it hey people? Is it hey guys? Is it hello everyone? Or oh guys, another thing has happened today, or can you call nation? Have a personality. Yeah. Make them feel included. And
Hmm.
that way you're going to, yeah.
Adetoun is serving us hot this evening. Serving us hot. I mean, this has been a very great, tips and value you are giving us on this show. So, if you we are going to be writing up soon, and if you have any question for this one, please kindly drop them on the chat so that I could, it could, she could do justice to that as well. So, Adetoun, for someone like me, like right, I'm very lazy when it comes to story. it's 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 been a if I'm not exaggerating, maybe a year or 2 years that I've posted on my on my WhatsApp.
Wow.
Yes, I mean, whenever like take it up, okay, let me put story, let me do story. I'll just do it 1 or 2 days. Pam. I cannot do
Okay.
it again because it's kind of stressful. I don't know how they do it. People that do stories on, I mean, on WhatsApp, a lot of stories like 20, 30 stories. I don't know how they do it anyway. So now speak to people like me that are listening to us right now, right?
Okay.
So people that are lazy to create content for
Okay.
stories
So
specifically,
I would not. I
what
would not.
advice do you have? How can we
I would
tackle
not say
that?
you're lazy. I would
Okay.
not say you are lazy, except if you can, if you are not doing anything at all, but you are
All
still
right.
writing your book.
Mhm,
You are
mhm,
writing your books. You are
mhm,
still showing up where you need to show up.
mhm,
It's a
mhm.
matter of priority. It's a matter of
Mm.
scale of preference. If you after this
And someone's network is breaking. Sorry guys, I think Adetoun's network is breaking. Hi Adetoun, can you hear me? Hello.
that's why you not prioritize.
Uh, Adetoun network is breaking. Mm. Sorry guys. I hope Adetoun come up again very soon. And if not, I thought Nwamaka and Adetoun has done a lot more uh, justice to the topic of the day, and I believe that you know you are able to take a lot of things out of the show today. So let's wait a bit and let's see, maybe Adesso is going to come up again. So if you are joining us for the first time, this is DMI show. This is a show for small business owners, marketers who are you know looking forward or trying to harness the power of digital marketing, to improve their business results. So, and if you are joining us for the first time, do well to follow us on LinkedIn, DMI Digital Marketing Agency, and do well to also follow us on Instagram as well, and most especially YouTube. So, most especially YouTube, very, very, very important, guys. Do well, and if you are watching the replay, so also do well to follow us as well. So invite your friends to this show. We do this show every. We will bring seasoned experts, to this show every Saturday, to speak on one or two, topic. Hey,
Oh,
welcome.
hi. Sorry. I had to go
Yes,
for a bit.
yes,
Yeah.
yes.
Okay, so where was I? I can't exactly remember. But anyways, I think
We are speaking like I was
yeah, the point
lazy,
I'm
and
trying
you
to
say,
make
yeah,
is
yeah,
you are not lazy per se. You've not just seen it as a priority, to be
yeah.
honest.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, the moment where you begin to see it as an important part of what you do as a
Mm,
business, then
mm,
your whole perspective changes. Your perspective changes because it's as if you are more inclined towards text, you can type, right? How do you
mhm,
write? You write, you type on your book, on
mhm,
your notepad.
mhm,
You can, okay, if you feel like, oh, I don't want to type in my notes, I don't want to type on my WhatsApp story, type it in your notepad, copy and paste to your WhatsApp story, but ensure that you are delivering value. That's how you build a community. That's how you get loyalists. That's how you identify with that's how your brand identify with you. I
mm.
don't know if it makes sense.
Yes, a lot. Makes sense a
So
lot.
for,
Thank
for people
you.
that are more inclined towards photos and videos, those things in your gallery, post them. Post it. Post it. Like, see it as it is an important, see it as a ritual. Yeah. As part of your ritual. I have to write, I have to shoot content for my feed. It's the same way I have to shoot content for my story.
Sorry.
See, the moment you place it as priority, it's easier from there going on forward. Yeah.
Mm, interesting.
So do we have any questions?
I believe you done justice to you and Nwamaka have done justice to this to the team, and I don't see any question here yet. So to wrap it up, I want you to speak to how can we measure, success and impact of our story. Let's say for
Okay.
Instagram and Facebook, how can we measure?
Measuring
Yeah.
measuring success is very easy. It depends on your goal. Like I said, have a goal for your story. I mentioned it earlier. So your goal is going to inform what metric you are going to be tracking for
Mm,
to so it differs across platform, it differs across businesses. For some people's business, their goal might just to create a community. So they'll probably be tracking how many people responded to their question sticker, how many people engaged with their content, or how many people they'll not necessarily be tracking how many people sent a message in their DM or how many people inquired about the product. Now, if your goal is to make sales, yeah, you will be looking at how many people inquired about the product. Did I put out the story in a way that I piqued my audience curiosity to ask me questions about the product? How many what's my website traffic if I added the link to my website?
is-
What's the website traffic like? How many people clicked the link in my on the story? How many viewers do I have if that's what matters to you? How many people viewed my story? Okay, if much people do not view my story, what am I going to do? I need to get more followers. Or why the followers I have, why are they not viewing my story?
mm,
That's where you begin to ask them questions based on your goals. Yeah. So the goals that you set is going to inform the kind of metric that you track. It's as
mm,
easy as that.
amazing. This is a it's a nice closing. The goals that you get is going to
That you
determine
set is going to
that you
inform the
set.
metric that you track. Yeah.
Right. Amazing. Amazing. If you are not taking anything home today, I think with that quote from Aditoum, I think you should you should take that. So thank you very much, Aditoum.
Thank you so
We are not
much.
going to be taking much of your time again. So could you tell us where our audience can follow your work, learn more about you, or maybe if you have a product, are you there? I think we lost Adetong again. So, guys, thank you very much for joining us today. And I believe you can always follow Adetong on. I connected with her on LinkedIn. So, I believe you can still connect with her on LinkedIn. Let me find you our LinkedIn profile. so that you can follow her. If you have any question, if you need any of our services, right? I think you can always go to chat her up on LinkedIn. So thank you very much, guys. This is where we are going to be drawing uh, the curtain for today's show. So until next time, have a great day and see you next time, guys. Bye for now.